Morning gang, hope you're all well. So look, I'll just start by saying I'm not a fan of the big channels. I don't watch a lot of their stuff, but I've seen something on Marfoogle this morning which I find very interesting. So he has a call-in show. He has a guy who calls in from time to time. A lot of the time it's months between calls, but he's called in and he's associated with the military, and he's claiming that there's documents that have shown that an audit on the US nuclear facilities is showing that they've lost numerous nukes, 30, maybe 40 nukes. How do you lose nukes? Seriously, you need a truck to move them. How have these nukes gone missing? But I find it interesting that this guy hasn't called in for about 8 months, and he lays low and only calls in when he really has to. And so now obviously he feels he has to call in because what I suspect will happen is the US are probably going to false flag attack themselves to start this war. You know, we've got all the hype of Iran. We've got Trump supposedly, unconfirmed really, but supposedly having taken out Qasem Soleimani. Then we've had an US base in Iraq attacked by Iran supposedly yesterday or the day before. You've got the US, I think it's the US embassy or the US base, something in Kenya, which has had a 300-pound bomb driven into the gate and a massive firefight. So with all this hype of things kicking off, I think that's why this person's chose to call in. We know America will attack their own people. We know they'll attack their own soil. We've seen it before. We've seen it numerous times. You know, one of the bigger times was 9/11. Over 3,000 of their own people killed to start this whole war on terror. You know, you wonder why countries like Iraq, Iran, Turkey, the whole of the Middle East really is pissed off at America because they've invaded their country on this 9/11 terror attack, which was a complete inside job. And that's just one time that they've attacked their own people. There is numerous other times. They've done tests on their own military guys. They've, you know, another one that springs to mind is Oakville. Many years ago, a small town called Oakville had this rain, a biological rain that had this clear jelly-like substance, which when tested had human plasma, red blood cells in it. Everyone in the town's pets, dogs, cats died of cancer. A lot of the people developed cancer. We know that they'll kill their own. We know that they'll stage a massive attack in order to invade a country. And now with all this hype and Trump publicly tweeting that if Iran strikes US soil or US citizens, he will retaliate with an extremely overhanded approach. This is all just laying the groundwork now. This is all just laying the groundwork. They've got nukes that are missing that could be used anywhere, you know? So, more than likely, they'll attack their own country, say it was Iran, and then go in there. So, this is getting serious now. I'm not trying to make everyone afraid or anything like that. I've got my own iodine tablets in the event of a nuclear war. I've got an exit plan. I know which way I'm heading, but seriously, how the fuck can they lose 30 or 40 nukes? It's just... You don't lose nukes. You do not lose them. You don't misplace them, alright? They've taken them somewhere within their own country. We know they've got underground tunnels linking the entire east coast, west coast. The entire country is linked by underground tunnels. We know this. They can move stuff around. When a nuke comes in, you know, no one's asking where the nuke came from. They're trying to survive. So, you know, it's I hate to say it, but it's looking ominous. You know, they've moved nukes around from their facilities and hidden them somewhere to be used on something. So it would not surprise me at all if they nuke themselves. Say it was Iran, say it was North Korea, something like that. Probably more likely Iran. and then that's what's going to tee off this whole thing. You know what I mean? The media will jump straight on it saying Iran nuked us. I mean, how the fuck they could even know? You know what I mean? When a bomb comes through the air and hits your country, you know, and yet they'll have their story all pre-laid already, like they did with 9/11. Within hours, it was the terrorists. You know, they were saying Tower 7 dropped before it had even dropped on SBS News. So it's all scripted. It's all staged. All right. If there's an attack on US soil, you can be damn sure it's the US attacking themselves. All right. Iran's got a 10th or 20th of their capabilities military-wise. You know, it's like it's like a big 16-year-old kid picking on a 7-year-old mildly handicapped kid. It's literally, you know, their capabilities far outweigh Iran's. Iran would have to be absolutely mental to try and launch nukes on the US. I'm sure the US has got Patriot missile defense systems and all that can shoot them down. So, you know, if somehow nukes manage to get through their Patriot defense system and everything else and hit the earth on US soil, it has to be them. It has to be them doing it to themselves. So I'll link this. It's only a 10-minute call. I'll link this video. I don't like plugging big channels at all, but Marfugel does have some contacts in the military-industrial complex, and does put out some good info from time to time in amongst all the bullshit. So, you know, he tells you where to look for the information. I haven't got time to do it. It's actually my birthday today, so I'm just going to upload this and then leave the phone off and spend the day with the family. We're going out for lunch with my gran and that. So, but anyone who's got the time, have a look at what he's saying. Have a look at where he says it was Black River or something like that. Try and find some information on this. He's saying, the caller's saying that it's documented. So let's see what we can dig up. And you know, just lose the nukes, misplacing nukes is extremely concerning. What they're going to use them for, even more concerning. Hang on, buddy. So have a look, tell me what you reckon, leave a comment, and I'll get back to you tonight. Take it easy, gang.